Hey guys, Jorge Pelayo. Today I want to talk about the 3 different ways that you can build a business. I've done all 3. I've made any mistake that I think somebody can make in business. And so I want to share them with you to help you. So I'll start with number 1, the personality-driven leader, the personality-driven business. This is where you wing everything. You're super talented. You rely on your talent. Unfortunately, you're going to drive other people crazy. There's a lot of energy. You're excited. Things change all the time. Depending how you feel, you operate that way. It's very unstable. People don't know what to expect from you. One day you're up, one day you're down, because you're literally building a business based on your emotions. You're building a business based on your feelings. You're building a business based on you. It's never gonna grow. And if it does, it's gonna go through ups and downs. It's going to fall apart when that person leaves that business or steps out or isn't giving their very best. It's constantly up and down based on that person because they're up and down. And there's this great quote that says, inconsistent actions stem from inconsistent thinking. Most personality-driven leaders are super charismatic. They can attract a lot of people, but they lose a lot of people as well because they don't create systems, which we're going to talk about here. And they don't create protocols, they don't create guidelines, they don't create processes. They have a hard time staying in creation mode in terms of a process or a system. They don't want to do it. They get bored by those kinds of things. They tune out. They're very short-term thinkers. They're always like next. They get excited about the new project or what's coming up, and then they lose their enthusiasm. So it's very up and down driven business. That's level 1 or number 1, personality driven business. The second way you can build a business is product driven business, where everything's around the product. See, I got started in insurance financial services. I was 18, 19. All I was asking myself was, why would anybody listen to me? I don't know anything about insurance financial services. These people are 40, 50, married, kids, homeowners, investments, assets. I'm an 18, 19-year-old kid giving them advice. So what happened is I had to learn the products. And because I learned the products to be able to build my confidence, and I thought, wow, everybody else needs to do this, and they need to be masters. They need to be financial experts. They need to be financial professionals. I need to teach them everything about product. And I started doing that. And very technical, so technical people love this kind of leader, a product-driven leader. People that like structure, like this, people that like thoroughness, people that are, again, very technical, very detail-oriented, engineer-brained. They love product-driven people because that's how their brain thinks. But while you need product to build a business, that's not what builds the business. So that's number 2 is product-driven leader or product-driven business. Number 3, which is the way you build a business, is a system-driven business or a system-driven leader. This is a person that they can have the personality, they can be fired up, they can be excited, they can bring the energy, the enthusiasm, right? They're constantly in creation mode. They can be product driven and say, man, these are great products and they're detail oriented, but they think in a term of a system. Hey, how do we sustain this energy? How do we sustain this motivation? How do we sustain this growth? What are the processes? What are the systems that we need? How do we improve this system? They're willing to work on putting down the railroad, right, the track, so that railroad, that cart, right, that locomotive can keep going over and over and over. They're willing to take the time to build a freeway, all right? They're willing to take the time to build software. They're willing to take the time to build protocols. They're willing to take the time to build guidelines. They're willing to take the time to develop leaders. We did a video, if you haven't watched it, on long-term thinking that's phenomenal. See, system-driven people are long-term thinkers. And here's the interesting part. A system-driven person can manage a personality-driven leader, can manage a product-driven leader, but those other leadership types, cannot manage a system-driven leader. A personality-driven leader cannot manage a system-driven leader. A product-driven leader cannot manage a system-driven leader. A system-driven leader can build in that energy, that enthusiasm, that fun, that competition, that culture. Where? Through building a system that can sustain it, where other people can duplicate it, where it can grow, right? Where those protocols can be copied, right? Somewhere else. We have offices all around the country that copy what we do here. It's duplicatable because it's a system. You can't copy a person's personality. You can't copy the way somebody speaks. You can't copy somebody's humor, but you can copy a system. And in there, that system will attract all those different personality types, right? Because you're gonna need all those personality types to grow a business. So with that being said, I wanna ask you a question. Comment below, are you a personality-driven leader? Are you a product-driven leader? Are you a system-driven leader? And what are you gonna do to become a system-driven leader? And there's nothing wrong. I told you, I was a personality-driven leader, fun, excited, let's do it, to then I became a product-driven leader because I knew I needed to make money, to then I finally evolved to a system-driven leader. So it doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're aware that if you really want to scale, you really want to grow, you're going to need systems to do that. And you're also going to need people to run those systems. And that's the leadership development and everything else we talked about. So look forward to seeing the comments below, guys. Take care. We'll see you on the next video.